Hey everybody! Before we start today's episode, I would like to inform you that recently I started a new similar dinosaur documentary style series called Planet Ark. Much like we do during Season 2 of Jurassic World Evolution, we take a closer look at all of the giant beasts on the ground, in the air, and under the water in episodes with each their own particular biome as a topic. The first episode is already out and gives a glimpse of all the cool areas, creatures, and things to expect. The link to this episode can be found in the description down below. If you are a fan of this Jurassic World Evolution series, be sure to check out my Planet Ark series as well, as I'm sure that there are many similarities that you will like. Thanks again for the huge support in this series, and enjoy the episode. A few weeks after the incident involving the Indoraptor escape, things had returned to normal again at the base camp. The Indoraptor was recaptured, damages to buildings were repaired, and bodies that were able to be recovered were sent back home. Though the sight of the Indoraptor frightened some, a few others, mainly reporters who stood at a safe distance when the incident occurred, convinced many viewers of the potential it had to battle the Indominus Rex. Thus the next step was to locate the Indominus Rex and to unleash the Indoraptor. One particular area that experts believed they had a high chance of spotting the Indominus would be the plains. The plains that held the largest herd on the island. It was a real sight to behold. Hundreds of dinosaurs, many different species, all came together in the clearing where they grazed, drank, played, and slept. The plains were so vast that though there were so many dinosaurs currently there, wandering dinosaurs could still find quieter places if the chaos got a bit too much. It was apparent that the long-necked dinosaurs preferred the plains as they had the largest number of them compared to the forest and swamp areas. Many believed it was for the good visibility it brought with it. But smaller dinosaurs also preferred being in this big herd. It was almost as if they disappeared within all the ruckus around them. Small patchies could be seen playing and sparring it out against one another. Packs of Struthiomimus interacted with one another at the edge of the water strip. It seemed that interaction between the dinosaurs in general was far more common here compared to the forest, swamp, and beach area. The openness of the field probably made this the perfect environment. Dinosaurs that were at the center of the group did not have to worry about watching for predators, since those situated at the edge were functioning as lookouts. But this did create a hierarchy in species, but also for the best and safest nesting grounds. And with hierarchy comes conflict. Though it was common for smaller dinosaurs to play and fool around, for larger dinosaurs like the Triceratops, dangerous duels were being fought out daily for rights to nesting grounds or the dominant male. Sometimes these battles even had fatal consequences. This was rare though. Most battles would be over once one of the Triceratops was wounded but could still walk. The losing one often was pushed to the side of the herd until another opportunity would arise to fight for a spot once more. These issues were no such matter for species like the Gallimimus. And though the large amount of animals can be a bit startling at first, once you look closely, the personality of individual dinosaurs can be easily studied. The densest section of the herd centered around a drinking spot. Not surprising, and comparable to regular animal behavior in places like Africa. Similar to the swamp area though, the dense population resulted in certain types, like the Styracosaurus, to be comfortable roaming alone despite being normally dependent on being in a close proximity of likewise dinosaurs. The Parasaurolophus was among the most common dinosaurs found, heavily dependent on the herd's presence as it could not properly defend itself. On a hot summer day, some of the dinosaurs could be found spending time inside the water to cool off. On days like these, the plains did not offer much shelter to smaller types like the Chunkingosaurus. As the water often was treaded by different dinosaurs alike, it was not very pristine or clean as is, but it did the job for most of the animals. And still, as mentioned before, though the overall atmosphere was that of a peaceful herd, smaller conflicts, duels, and battles continued amongst many different dinosaurs. Even the smaller Torosaurus, that could not prove such a spectacular display as their Triceratops counterpart, had their own issues to fight out. But the one particular dinosaur that had the bloodiest duels among the herd were the Stegosaurus. Battles for mating rights, nesting grounds, or dominance often resulted in grave wounds and were usually decided with only one or two swings from their tail. Though their tail spikes were an effective weapon, it lacked pinpoint accuracy, and thus often lashed out ferociously at one another. It was common for a Stegosaurus to be fatally hit and succumbing from its wounds. Yes, in a place where the population was this dense, tensions could rise amongst the peaceful herbivores. Luckily, though conflicts were reoccurring, deaths were rare and far between. Certain dinosaurs that did not like the crowded areas, but did prefer the safety in numbers like the Ankylosaurus, often grazed at a more secluded area away from the drinking spot. But as mentioned before, the dinosaurs standing around the outer perimeter had an extra function of being spotters for danger. Though this area was bustling with life and thriving on the presence of so many dinosaurs, it also attracted the attention of larger predators, including the sought-after Indominus rex. But the Indominus rex, though spotted before hunting and roaming the plains before the dinosaurs were forced to relocate, had not been seen in the last couple of After completing its carnage, the Indoraptor finally got eye for the herd in the distance. It hurried itself towards the new area to explore and see what it had to offer. It would need some time to adjust and learn how to hunt its new prey, but in due time, the Indoraptor would make this place its home.